Nothing's been done to this house. Fuck, I'm tired. I was gonna... I'm sorry, you just have to laugh when you look at yourself anymore. He's doing that eye stimming. Oh my God, he has such beautiful eyes. It's Redneck Mocha Latte time. Presented by Folgers. He's probably gonna block me after this. The co-sponsor. In case they want to use this for like their branding and profile picture here. Cheese. It's us three. So you're welcome. My boss is resting. We're not gonna make eye contact. Well, Ashley, how do you know if you have enough syrup? I'm glad you asked. A good cheesy pizza, when you take it apart and the cheese does that. That's what we want to do with these coffee mugs. I took a bunch of notes for this meeting and look, I already done messed it all up. You might be shocked to see Stadler so restful. And that's because we have been up since 3 a.m. Everybody would be like, go to sleep. But I want to have coffee. I want to just talk. We're just going to just start talking about things right off the bat. All right, so ABA. People are for it. People are not. I don't care either way. And somebody said basically that ABA is wrong. They're just changing him into who he's not. You're completely changing him. And, you know, I disagree with that, but let's just say for argument's sake, that's what happens. Is that so bad? Have you met my son? He's beating everybody's asses. If I take him to ABA and they change that behavior, make him be somebody who don't beat other people's asses, I'll take it. There's some good ABAs, there's some bad ABAs, there's some good hamburger places or bad hamburger places. Just do whatever you want. Also, I'm answering these not because I feel like I owe anybody anything. I'm answering so I can validate and empower the other families out there that don't want to share, that don't want to exist. They don't leave their homes. They don't even post on social media. Oh, pulling out his teeth. He does not need all his teeth extracted, nor would I do that. It's a sensation. It's a sensory thing. And it's been confirmed by other autistic individuals that's pulling out their teeth was just a better solution than the tooth and it's his head, both baby and adult. It doesn't matter. That's just part of it. He does not have tooth decay. He does not have any abscesses. Yes, he's been to a dentist under sedation. Little homie just don't like his teeth in his head. He does it and it's a mind fuck. And I also want to just preface this. Whenever I say people can't relate, we're in two different worlds. There's a canyon between the two of us. Whenever people see my content and it's not a relatable response or a very kind response or an ignorant response, it's because, hey, there is no understanding. They're over here on this side of the canyon and we're over here. So these kind of videos, I think, help bridge that a little bit because they're over here thinking, well, he's got a tooth infection, duh. They're over here going, nah, bitch, he just blew out his teeth. He's gangsta like that. I'm trying to find joy in this. So anyways, that's why I also want to do this. Yes, the roots of your teeth can be up in your maxillary sinus cavity. They can make your teeth hurt. That actually is correct. Stadler's been on prescription. Stadler's not been on prescription. And that's not so easy because some medicines you have to start out slowly and increase the dosage. Sometimes the medications to take full effect can be anywhere for 6 to 8 weeks. So my son's on medications that adults take, sedatives, and we're actually going to try another new one. You know, I have great doctors and support teams here. Like I said, this is supported autism, and you guys see the struggle, and you just assume, well, get him on medicine. He is. We'll get him on a different medicine. We've been trying. This kid started at Boston Children's Hospital. We've only been away from that area less than 2 years. I mean, the best of the best, world-renowned specialists and doctors help us. And they don't even know. They don't have answers. So although you think a parasite cleanse might be it, it's probably not. Because if it worked, everyone would do it. Such a bitch. I'm not saying these things don't make things better. I don't know. Everybody's journey is different. This is mine. I'm just saying If a fucking cleanse helped my son, don't you think we would have pulled that out of that cat's hat right about now? I'm such a sarcastic bitch, but you know this is how I live. Oh, also with medications, they don't respond to the medicines like a neurotypical person would. My son might have to have a crazy amount higher dosage, and he's a 7-year-old child, that an adult takes. And so the pharmacists are like, we can't fill this. And the doctor's like, oh, but you don't get it. And so you have to constantly prove. And it's nobody's fault. Everybody's liable. A pharmacist is like, I don't want to drug this 7-year-old to death. And the doctor's like, no, he's severely autistic. He's a big boy. And this is how much it takes. Because sedative-wise, anesthesia, putting a child under for care for with a kid with autism, it requires significant amounts of dosage and people, hands on deck. My son's going to start a new therapy on Monday. He's going to have 3 therapists assigned to him because that's the safest way. And if this therapy doesn't work, I don't know what the hell we're going to do. Well, I know you guys are going to say homes, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Another thing is people see my son having a difficult time pulling out his teeth, screaming, hitting his head, having these not meltdowns. Okay, they're not. Because you would shit your own penis out your butthole if I showed you the real deal. And I would never do that to my son. When he's having a hard time and people are like, oh, take him to the ER. Take him to the doctors. Stadler's violently aggressive. It is what it is. I don't like saying it. It hurts my heart. We want real significant change. And one of those changes needs to be able to have people come to us. Because it takes 3 to 4 people to do anything with my son in a school setting. I'm supposed to take him to they can't get his weight. Drawing blood, forget about it. Going to the ears, nose, and throat doctor will never happen for my son because he cannot tolerate it. For seizure activity, that kind of stuff, we tried at Boston Children's 3 times. He cannot withstand it. My husband and I cannot continue to manhandle him through these appointments and have him not be able to take it and continue to try. So they just say, go home and keep an eye on it. You're thinking, well, why not put him to sleep? Because if he's asleep, you don't get true brain wave readings. He's sedated. Do you not see how many conflicts of interest there are? We would do that. But unless there is a fever, unless there's a clinical sign of what's going on, when you take your severely autistic child to a doctor or an ER, they're going to say, we don't know. Here's this. Keep him on his medicine. If it doesn't get better, call back. On everything. My son pulling out his teeth, first of all, he would not get in any kind of ambulance. This isn't a happy moment, but yes, Bucker has eloped one time and the police was trying to get him in his car. Stadler wouldn't get in the car. Stadler was beating the shit out of himself. And the police officer was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I have to call his dad. So taking my kid into the dentist, we have to put him under IV sedation. And I know you're saying, well, why don't we do that every time? Because that's also a liability. Every time you go under anesthesia is a chance you die. And what hospital, what doctors, what insurance practices are going to cover that? So now you just took off all the affordability on the table, which if a doctor was like, pay everything out of pocket, I'll put him under, I will look at him head to toe, I'd take out loans. I would do it in a heartbeat. But it shouldn't have to be like that. The doctors, the specialists, they want to help. But unfortunately, they have CEO corporations, for-profit healthcare industry, and the insurance industry. It's insurance driven where they work. So they're doing the best they can with the little research that they have and also their liability. They can't give your kid the massive drug that will sedate them that they could lose their license because it isn't clinically proven to be safe. So one side effect, that doctor's fucked. There's a lot of political bureaucracy in the comments that people think they're offering us help it's not like we're denying a solution, but these are the reasons why these things aren't happening. Insurance won't pay, everybody's insurance driven. Putting him in a home, institutions. Those places aren't readily available. For years, it can be a wait list to get in. And that ranges for every state, for every place, it's different. In my experience, it has been anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20-year wait lists. Now, who's going to pay for it? Because once again, insurance likes to deny. And these are not cheap therapies. And you do have to do them or do something, because once your child reaches a certain age, as far as what the state covers and help with, they're done. Their disability doesn't stop, but all the supports and, well, little supports, they're gone. So now as a parent, you're aging, you can no longer physically handle your child. You have to put them into a home, an institution. Okay, it's this many year wait list. Or they're abusive and neglectful, which is extremely common. Or your kid gets kicked out. I have friends who their kids are kicked out. They have nowhere else for them to go. Or they're extremely understaffed and accidents happen, serious accidents. So when people are like, oh, put them in a home, put them in an institution, it's time to let go, it's time to, where? That is my child, that is my son. I love him. He struggles with severe invisible disabilities, but it does not make him any less of a human. I wish so bad I could be like, that's it. Oh my God, that's it. But it's always, we've done it. Can't do it. People say, stem cell research. How the fuck am I going to get him on a plane? Every year, my husband and I say, we knew it was going to be hard, but it keeps getting harder and harder. And we never, ever would have imagined it being this hard.